Hello! Welcome to the first of my videos where I'm going to show you how to make Spanish potato omelette from the start. What have we got here? We have our ingredients: 3 large potatoes, 1 onion, 8 eggs, and 13 grams of salt. This one is coarse sea salt. I'm going to start by beating the eggs in here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to put the salt in it. It's, into the bowl. It's 13 grams. And I'm going to mix it all together with this. Okay, now it looks well mixed. I'm going to put the bowl on the side. Step 2 is peeling the potatoes. Step 3 is putting oil into the pan. This pan is, I don't know how wide, maybe 28 centimeters or something like that. And I have here my pot of used oil, sunflower oil. So I'm just going to put it in here, a lot. Let's see if this doesn't fall off. And even a bit more sunflower oil. Okay, that's a good amount. So if you see it, let's see, if we put like this is about how much oil. That's maybe 1 centimeter or so. Okay. Yeah, now I'm going to peel the onion. Is what I will do next. Get the onion ready. I'm going to cut the onion into small pieces. Okay. Okay, now that we have chopped the onion, I'm going to get the pan on. I'm also going to measure it. Oh, it's 24 centimeters, or 22 or 23, something like that. Depends where you measure from. So I'm going to turn on. I have gas. Oops, this is not working out. Now the onions are chopped, I'm going to turn the gas on for the pan, but because I just cleaned the kitchen and I made it wet, then John is going to help me. Okay, good. Thank you, John. So I'm using the middle ring and I put it to the maximum. And now I'm going to leave that warming. Also, I now have a ruler and the pan is about 23 centimeters. So I don't know if 22 or 24, depending what you measure. Yeah, so that is warming up a bit, and in the meantime I'm going to start chopping the potatoes. I'm going to put a timer 2 minutes and then see how it goes. So let's see the potatoes. I'm going to chop this one in half and then that will be enough. So I've just chopped the potato in half and it's about this big. And now I'm just going to slice it really thin as I can. Okay, let's see how the oil is doing. It needs more time. Let's try another 2 minutes. And now I'm going to do the other half of the potato. Okay, the oil has been in now warming for about a minute and a half. I can see that the potato is making a bit of noise, so I think it's ready to put more things in. So I'm going to stop the video and stop this timer and then start it again in a moment. The oil has been warming up for about a minute and a half to 2 minutes in high heat, and I put a little potato in it and it's now sizzling a bit. So I'm going to turn this down to kind of like medium heat. So I put it like this way, medium, and now I'm going to start putting things in. I'm going to start by putting the onion. Oops. The onion was cut in small pieces like this. Now just put it in. Oops. Preferably in the pan, and then I'm gonna start putting some of the potatoes as well. The potatoes, they are thin slices, and I try to spread them out when I put them in so they don't get too stuck together. And you see that they are swimming about, and that is important. You don't want to fill it too much because they need to be able to swim about. So I'm going to put almost one potato, a bit less, because I had the onion in it, and I will probably do more or less each potato on its own, except for a little bit that will be mixed. So that one now I get in this pan. This is I forgot the name of it. Oh, maybe I have a bit too much in the pan. Oh well, it will be okay. You see, it's now full of oil and the things are pretty much swimming, which is how we want it. And now, yeah, I'm going to put a 2-minute timer, and then I will turn it around. But they are fully covered with oil, so there's the oil on top of them as well, and that is important, so you fry them. So we, as I was showing here, we fry the potato. We don't cook it or boil it or anything like that. We just fry it in here, and we leave it, and it's bubbling a bit, and it's just gonna stay there. And then in the meantime, I'm going to be chopping more potatoes. You have to make sure that either you have everything ready beforehand or you have enough time to prepare it in the meantime. So if you don't know more or less how long it takes to do each thing, I recommend that you prepare all your ingredients at the start, all the peeling, the chopping of the onion, the chopping of the potatoes, and then you do all the frying. And you can hear the bubbling. Maybe I'm going to turn it a bit more down. Still not to the minimum, but kind of medium. Okay, this has been 2 minutes, so I'm going to just move it around a bit, try to turn it upside down. If it was floating, even if it didn't move around, it's okay. Oops, I'm spilling the oil. Oh well, I will have to clean later. Moving it around a bit. I'm going to make it a little bit higher again, because I don't know why. Because I want to. And I'm going to set another 2 minutes for the timer and continue chopping. Timer still says 20 minutes, a second, 17 or so. Now I'm going to check to see if it's done. I can see that if I just push it like this, I can easily cut it. So this means it's done. So without being very hard, you can easily cut the potatoes with this. So now also the timer has gone out, so it's been about 4 minutes in total. I'm going to make the fire to the low minimum, And then I'm gonna bring my bowl here with the eggs and the salt from before. It was 13 grams of salt, 1-3. And I'm going to take it out with this utensil and try to squeeze as much oil as I can. And then in it goes. And now just try to get all the pieces. This utensil is very handy because you can get all the pieces of onions, because it's a bit, I can't remember the name, but it's a bit curved like that, so the pieces of onions go in it. Before I bought this, I was using something like this, which is flat, and this is much harder to get the pieces out. So there's always little bits of onion left, but with this I can get them all, ouch, my head. I can get them all out, and it works well. Okay, so I have this in here. And now I'm going to put the fire up a bit so it can warm up a bit again. And now that I have all my potatoes in here with the egg, let's see if you can see it. Well, they're here, so I just mix them. And you can see that part of the egg is starting to be like, it looks a bit cooked just because it was touching the warm potato. And that is fine, so I just mix it a bit. And then that's it, I put it again to the side. Okay, so after having done the first utensil, also the oil is warming up a little bit again. We are going to do the same thing of putting a piece of potato in it to see when it's ready and warm. And I found out that the name of this is a skimmer. It was hard to find here in the UK actually. I went to Sainsbury's and Waitrose and I didn't find it. I don't know if I didn't look very hard, but then I found it on Amazon. And then when I went to Spain, they are selling them everywhere. So yeah, okay, so now it's starting to bubble a bit again. So some oil has fallen off and been absorbed by the potatoes, but we still have a lot, so I'm going to leave it as it is. And now just putting more potato inside, again trying to have all the pieces that they are not very stuck together, because then you get clumps. So spreading it out a bit. Maybe I will do a bit less time. Maybe instead of three times, I will do it all in 4 times, because last time the pan was a bit full. Okay, we can fit a bit more, so let's put a bit more. Let's leave it like that. It's again more or less to the medium heat. It's bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. And now I will put a timer for 2 minutes and keep chopping potatoes. Again, I chop it in half. I chop it in half in the way that this is the wide way. So I chop it in half like this, and then we have 2 of these, and then these are the ones that I then slice. Very thin as you can. So I'm going to turn this, no, I will not turn it on because then it's going to be loud. Let's see how they are doing. Let's flip them around. They are still swimming. Good. I'm going to put another 2 minutes. Okay, let's see how it's doing. I think they are enough already. I can just cut it. Like this one I just cut with the wooden thing, so it has now been about 3 minutes, so they don't need any more. I'm going to bring back the bowl and put the fire to the minimum, and I'm going to scoop the potatoes out again into the bowl. Scooping is easier now that there's no onions. Okay, and I'm going to be mixing the bowl. I'm mixing the bowl. So again, I'm just mixing the, let's see what you can see. Just mixing a bit. Doesn't have to be much. And then I put the bowl on the side and we stop for a bit. Okay, again, put this to medium again and put another piece of potato. I'm gonna put a small piece of potato and see how it's doing. Okay, the potato is bubbling, so I'm going to put more in. Let's see if I can put in half of what I have on the board, and then we just need one more go. Let's see, like that. And spread it around so they are all swimming. Okay, now I'm going to put one timer this time, 1 minute, and then see how we go in 1 minute. Okay, let's turn it around a bit. Oops. It's a bit hard to cut them now, so they are not ready yet. So I'm going to put them simmering again and put 1 more minute and see. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's a bit better, but I'm going to leave it a bit more. So I'm just going to give them another wiggle. You see that then when they get cooking, they don't necessarily get brown. They just get nice and soft and that. So I'm going to put another minute, and then after that they will definitely be done. Okay, done. This time was 3 minutes. Again, fire to low, and then scoop them all up into the bowl with all the rest of the eggs. Trying to get not much oil. Okay, that's the last of the pieces. Now I continue mixing this. You can see, I don't know if you can see. Anyway, it's getting more potato on the eggs. I'll mix the mixing and put to the side. Okay, again, getting ready for the last batch. Put the fire to medium. Put a piece of potato. I think I'm going to put, let's see, yeah, put a piece of potato like that. Sometimes if the oil gets very low, I put a bit more in, but now it's okay because I don't have a lot of potatoes, so we will leave it like that. And it's already bubbling, so I'm already gonna be putting the things in. Okay, and we spread it, make sure it's floating, make sure the oil is covering all the potatoes, and try to separate them as much as we can. If they get really stuck, sometimes you can separate them with 2 utensils and you put it through, but it's quite time consuming. And it's not like you have to separate all of them, it's just good if they are not too big chunks. Okay, let's put again 1 minute timer. It's probably gonna be another 3 minutes. Let's move them around. Okay, looking good. Another minute. Okay, we move them around again. Final minute. Okay, to the low. And I'm going to turn it off actually because that's the last of the potatoes. We check that you can cut them. Yes, easy. Good, they are done. We put them in the bowl. Oops. Okay, the cooker is now off and we mix the final potatoes. This one has 3 potatoes. Okay. But if they are a bit small, then sometimes I put 4 potatoes. And it's looking like this. Okay, so now we have fried all the potatoes and all the onions and mix them in the bowl with the eggs. So in this bowl there are 8 eggs, 3 potatoes, 1 onion and 13 grams of salt, 3 grams of salt. And I've mixed it all and it looks like this. So I don't know how well you can see in here. Let's see. This is how it's looking in the bowl, so it's a bit runny. You can see the chunks of potato and that's what we're going to cook. So I will put the bowl to the side again, and now we have to get this pan, we have to get the oil out of it. So I'm going to put it in my oil tin. If you do this, even with reused oil that you didn't use it for deep frying with bread and things like that, then this is going to be gluten-free and vegetarian, so it's quite nice to bring to parties. So I'm going to put the oil in here. We need a bit of oil in the pan for it to not stick, but if I just go like this, then I probably need to wipe this. Just from draining it, there will be enough oil left in the pan that we can do it. So I'm going to put it there. There it is. I'm going to turn this on again. Reasonably high, because I'm going to make a bit of a runny omelette. I like it when it's a bit runny. And now this thing is just going to go there. So it's about medium, between medium and high. And now I'm just going to put everything in it. And it should fit in the pan perfectly, because I have done this many times. So just scoop everything out. And then put it like this, like this, like this, like this. And try to make it flat on the top. Falling off on this side. Oops. Okay, so there it is inside there, and now it's already been a few seconds, but now I'm going to put a timer. It's quite high heat, and I'm going to put a timer of 1 minute, and then I will flip it. I shake like this with the pan. We can see that everything wiggles around, so this is good because it means it did not get stuck to the pan. If it gets stuck, it's really annoying. I'm going to put the heat a bit lower because I can smell it a bit. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it like that. To flip it, I am going to use my potato flipper from Spain. It is like a plate, and it has a handle on it. And then you can hold it, and you can put it on top, and you can flip it. If you don't have one of those, you can just use a normal plate, a big plate. You would put it on top of here, hold it like this, and then flip it. But because I have the omelette flipper, then I'm going to use that because it's much easier. So let's see how this goes. Ooh, 1 minute is up. Let's see if we can have a peek underneath. I'm going to make it a bit higher. It didn't cook a lot yet, and I'm going to put another minute, but now let's see. Let's flip it. I'm going to stop this. I can smell it a bit, so I'm going to flip it. So to flip it, I'm going to take it like this. Do it here, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Look how good it's looking. Okay, now it goes back into here. And it should just then make the shape the opposite way. Sometimes it's a bit hard to get the edges in, but there we go. Oops, a lot of pieces are falling out. Make it reasonable, kind of high, medium high. Stop this, put another 1 minute. Oh, it's tasty, very tasty. Now I'm going to use a paper towel to wipe this a little bit. Checking again to make sure it's not stuck. It's looking good. Moving around, it's not stuck. 5 seconds left, and then we take it out. And because I'm pretty sure it's done, I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to take this, and then here again, turn it. 1, 2. Boom! Omelette is ready. Look how tasty. That's it. And like this, you can make your own omelette too. This is now the end result of the omelette. And I hope they can see me. And now we are going to have it for dinner. So let's see. Ooh. We can do a quarter for you, John. Get me your plate. Ooh, look at that. Nice and runny. And then this is how it's looking on the inside. We've got the omelette and the big one, and we're going to eat it with some tomato salad. And that is going to be our dinner. Bye.